plaintiffs' lawyers like myself and probably some defense lawyers worked up on these is the old trope and cliche laughing about the hot coffee cases. These, the ones that have made the news and the ones that have gotten big verdicts, involve companies that brew their coffee really, really hot, probably hotter than it needs to be. And why do they do that? When you ask why does the company do that, the answer is always money. They know it's too hot. From what I've seen, have always involved prior complaints of spills where somebody was not hurt catastrophically or very seriously, and they say, hey, you need to watch for this was too hot, or there's been complaints. That's always in the cases I've seen. And then these cases go through the legal system. There's ways, if a case is completely frivolous, for a judge to throw it out for not being a case that's viable as a matter of law. They go to court, plaintiffs put on evidence over days or weeks or months to a jury of 8 or 10 or 12 people of their peers that hear the evidence, that hear about what steps were taken, weren't taken, what could have been done differently, what the companies knew they could have done differently and actively chose not to do. These juries hear this evidence. The judge hears this evidence. And I can promise you there's another bite at the apple where the defense says, hey judge, okay, now you've heard evidence. Now please at this point throw it out. This is not a viable case as a matter of law. The law doesn't allow for this. If there's a verdict, the judge says, no, that's not true. This can go to the jury. Then the jurors go back and they deliberate for hours or days and debate amongst themselves. They've heard all the testimony, all the evidence from experts from the company. Almost all of them. In Texas, it would be 10 out of 12. You know, anytime someone tells you a bad joke about the hot coffee case, these were people that went through really, really, really awful. Go look at the pictures from the McDonald's case, from the new Starbucks case, that survived horrible, horrible injuries that could have been prevented. And so they turn into a bit of a laughingstock because of the way the industry has pushed these to make it that way, but they're not. They're serious cases that could have been prevented.